Hello there. I'm the Reverend Chris Barber, and I am on the Religion Department faculty at the Academy of the New Church Secondary Schools. I'm also on the chapel team, and I'm just reaching out with some reflections for our students and faculty and staff and our extended ANC family at this time of great uncertainty. I've been thinking a lot about how, our calendars have crumbled, our plans have disappeared, and the things that we took for granted about daily life are gone, at least for now. And we hope that they'll return at some point, but how do we handle that? How do we hold that? What do we do? And I was thinking about what the Lord had to say when He invites us not to worry about the future. He says in the Gospel of Matthew, "Therefore, do not worry, saying, 'What shall we eat, or what shall we drink, or what shall we wear?'" And there's a lot of worrying going on right now. He goes on, he says, "Don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about its own things." But quite honestly, so far as I can tell, I'm the one that's doing the worrying about things. I'm worrying about today, and I'm worrying about tomorrow, and I'm worrying about the tomorrows on the other side of tomorrow. I am a worrying mess right now. Not quite sure when I'm going to see the classroom again. Not sure when I'm going to see our students again. Not sure when I'm going to see my colleagues again. Not sure when I'm going to get to go to a movie again. I mean, it's one of these things that's just eating me up. And I'm blessed to be in many ways safe and removed from the challenges and hardships of this current crisis. And yet, much like everyone, I'm touched by it in some way. And so, what do you do when things are so uncertain? What do you do when things are constantly changing? When you can't even go to church on Sunday because the social distancing expectations have made it so that they've closed their doors and they're just broadcasting from away, where you can't greet a friend with a hug and you have to wash your hands right after you've brought in the mail. I mean, it's an interesting world. So, what do we do? Well, I think we go back to those foundations, those constant things, those things that remain true at all times. And those are the things that we find in the Word. The Lord tells us not to worry. He tells us instead to be proactive. And how can we be proactive? We can be proactive by abiding by the commandments that He teaches, by doing the things that He says are always good. It is always good, to do what the Lord teaches. And He says to us that we should love the Lord our God with all our heart and with all our soul and with all our mind, with all our strength. He also tells us that we need to take care of each other, love one another as we love ourselves and as the Lord loves us. We can do that whether it's wartime or peacetime, whether it is famine or plenty, whether it is a time of health or a time of pandemic. We can lean on that. And it means we have to be loving to ourselves as well and forgiving of ourselves and recognizing that we're not always going to get it right and that everyone's just doing what they can to figure it out. I don't know when we'll be back in the classroom. I don't know when we'll be back at work. I don't know when we'll be back together. But in the meantime, let's do what we can to abide by those truths that are constant and eternal, those things that give us heavenly life, even here when this world looks very much like hell. My humans, it's great to say hello. I'm sorry I can't see you, but I guess it feels good to be seen. I look forward to being back in normalcy. And until then, let's be our best.